Hi, my name is Turkey Tom, the guy you may know from saying that he isn't a clone of I Hate Everything while making a video to clone I Hate Everything, as well as bullying that one cartoon reviewer and calling that other chick fat. We'll get into this a little later, but first of all, today I'm going to be talking about YouTube bandwagons and things of that nature here on videowebsite.gov. I mean, you read the title, let's just start. Over the course of my time on YouTube, I've witnessed many a bandwagon, or to quote Google's definition like a fucking pleb, a wagon used for carrying a band in a parade or procession. Haha, it's funny because I read the wrong definition. A particular activity or cause that has suddenly become fashionable or popular. And with the internet and how interconnected and instantaneous every trend is these days, with all you kids and your newfangled technology, it's not hard to see why bandwagons could become pretty prevalent on websites like YouTube. And I'm not just talking about any old bandwagon like Strip FIFA or scamming your fans. I'm talking about bandwagons where YouTubers make videos criticizing other YouTubers. You've likely come across at least one of these if you've spent any time on this site at all, whether it be in regards to Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Rice Gum, Onision, and many more YouTubers who have fallen victims to these trends of hating on them, wherein creators simply make videos about other people, not because they care, but because they can get views. I mean, hell, it's popular, everyone's doing it, why not join in on the fun and make that 9th Onision video for a few 100,000 views, eh? And there's nothing inherently wrong with wanting views, there's just a problem with making a video solely for the sake of views, because it tends to lead to videos of lower quality. This can either be because they simply don't spend enough time on the topic to make a well thought out opinion or have a neat presentation, basically just rushing to the trends so that they can get their video out and hopefully rank better in the search results than the other guy, and sometimes they don't rush, but you can also tell that they don't give a shit about the topic, hence why their videos sound so boring. It's because they're bored. Despite my somewhat monotone, tone, I'm actually very interested in the topics of every video that I make. I just have the voice of a depressed stoner who spends his days sleeping, watching gangster movies, and making YouTube videos. Hey, who put this in my script? Mark, I swear to God, what the— There are so many examples of channels that I could put here, from channels that I normally like, who seemingly also like me, to channels that I just always hate them.
I wish my ad revenue would come to me that easily. Hi again. This is a flattened box and also a hat if you try hard enough, which obviously I am capable of doing. I know, it's leaning very precariously on my head. You don't need to tell me. I hope you guys are having a good day today.
The example I'd like to focus on today is a bandwagon that I was sort of a part of just a few months ago regarding the Storytime animation trend. A few months ago, as of the time I'm writing this script, I made 2 videos in reference to channels like The Odd Ones Out, Speechy, Tim Tom, and Tabs, during which I basically just said that a bunch of these people choose not to take criticism, and when they do try, they don't do a good job of it. Since then, a lot of people have been saying that I cannot take criticism. I don't mean to be the bringer of bad news, but I can, and I do constantly. Being able to take criticism does not mean that you respond to every bit of it, or disagree. Just because someone says something mean about your points or that you're doing something dumb, you don't necessarily have to bend over and spread your puckered asshole, because opinions are subjective. They are not necessarily right, which I know is sort of hard to believe for some people. But they seem to forget that maybe the person being criticized does not agree with the criticism that they're being given, and henceforth does not want to change their content to reflect the critique that was given to them. I've also seen a lot of people saying that I don't respect criticism when it harms my reputation, but I'd argue that pretty much all criticism can harm your reputation if people take it a certain way, so what the fuck are you trying to say?
And why is your name Turkey Tom, but you're not a turkey?
There are points during which I've said, hey, I shouldn't have called that self-conscious girl fat. I probably should have acknowledged it in my video. I shouldn't have compared her to the Michelin Man. I shouldn't have joked about this guy being a pedophile and then had the jokes fall flat. But there are other points where I say, oh wait, this guy is fucking dumb. I'm not going to change anything based on this video that I just saw about me because he comes off like a jackass who doesn't know what he's talking about. And I act accordingly. No, believe it or not, I do not agree with everything Mr.Enter said in his video about me. I thought it was pretty dumb, save for one point, about me joking about, pedophilia. I shouldn't have played with a man's reputation, which everyone seems to think I refuse to acknowledge, even though I tweeted saying that I shouldn't have done it fucking months ago. But just for an example of how dumb this video is, the mysterious Mr.Enter literally says that Pan Pizza shouldn't have been talking badly about him when he had 20,000 subs and Pan over 100,000, yet he, someone with nearly 300k, makes a video with me in the thumbnail and focuses a good 30% of the video on me.
Back when I made my worst, most harsh insults towards writers, I had less than 20,000 subscribers. You have more than 10 times that amount, and you're hitting a target that isn't as out of reach, So many of the most toxic people in the community are inspired by your Rebel Taxi.
Yeesh, Johnny boy, a bit hypocritical, eh? And before you say, Turkey Tom, apologize, you fucking slanderous piece of shit! Like I said, I did multiple times, in various places. Some will say I'm running from my past, but really, I'm just doing what I feel is right, including contacting this man and personally saying, I'm sorry for contributing to your harassment. If you lack trust in me that much, ask Alpha J Show or Enter himself. I'm sure they'd be glad to tell you about the conversation that all three of us had. I'm not saying that you should necessarily forgive someone just because they apologize, but don't make accusations when you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. If I wanted to run from my past, then I would just delete the video and not say anything about it, but instead I said, on every platform that I could, that I shouldn't have done what I did, and I also gave an explanation for why I took the video down, and I even unlisted the video for a few minutes so someone could download it so that there are re-uploads available online for people to see. I just don't want it on my channel, as it's not representative of the content I want to make, or who I am as a person. That video was way more mean than any of my other videos, and I don't like it. Jokes or not, I shouldn't have said what I said. I have no shame in admitting that. I guess if you still dislike me, then whatever. That's just how it's gonna be. I don't do things to please communities or to avoid backlash or mean comments. I do what I think is right, because sometimes I feel genuinely bad about causing this poor autistic man to get internet hate. Is he wrong with a lot of what he said? Yes, and I could make a 20-minute video dissecting everything that's wrong with his video. But that's not what I'm going to do today because, honestly, I just want to put this shit to bed. At one point, Enter was a significant point of contention in a few different internet communities on YouTube, and admittedly, he gets way more shit than he deserves. But bandwagons happen for a reason. While sometimes some of the people perpetuating them have bad intentions, generally, at the center of it all, there is one actual point that someone made that makes sense, which is why this bandwagon exists in the first place. For example, back when Enter released his Indiegogo campaign, a few videos came out about it, including mine, because the Indiegogo campaign was bad. It was a bad project, and were me, Digby, and Just a Robot a little too harsh? Yes, especially me. But at the end of the day, it was a bad project, and I don't see why all of a sudden, everyone who has said anything mean about Enter in the first place is apologizing out of the blue for passive comments as soon as he defends himself. Enter gets way more shit than he deserves. I don't hate him. I don't hate his videos. Maybe I did it one time, but I can't bring myself to hate something as petty and as bad as a review of some cartoon. And by bad review, I don't mean that I disagree necessarily, I just mean the writing and presentation is terrible. Which I'll maintain. Going back to the Storytime animation criticism trend of 2018, YouTubers like Daft Pina, me, and LS Mark were sort of spearheading that movement, with us creating some of the most popular videos criticizing individuals from the community, and discussing the various flaws that we saw with their content and the ways that they acted online. And I know this is going to sound sort of pretentious and douchey, no way to avoid that, I guess, but I don't think that anyone would argue that our videos did not cause, or at least inspire a significant amount of YouTubers to make videos on the topics themselves. Many videos where they didn't really add anything. While I'm burning bridges, more or less, a perfect example of 3 of these videos are these speechy videos by Just a Robot, one of which doesn't really count as it's simply a comment response, and 2 of the videos he didn't really add anything that hadn't been said before and basically just repeated things that other people had said much better than he could, which is a pretty consistent theme for his videos. I'm not saying that they're necessarily bad, they make alright background noise while I'm editing, but they're just so formulaic and he rarely adds anything apart from a few jokes to the topics that he commentates on.
Just a Robot! So a lot of shit is going down in the Storytime Animators community.
No hard feelings, buddy. Your videos just leave me with a sad semi and a handful of lotion. Cripplingly mediocre, if you ask me. And I am by no means saying that my videos are perfect, said every YouTuber ever, but when I make videos on the same topics to others, or when I make a similar video to someone else, I always make it significantly different so that I can call it my own. After all, what's the point of making a video on a trending topic if it, A, doesn't add anything to the topic, or B, isn't entertaining? Oh, that's right, there is no point. This is a problem that is very prevalent in commentary and rant channels in general. They tend to make videos where they just say the same shit over and over about videos that people have disavowed and want to say goodbye to because they don't agree with them anymore. Sure, like, you can make a few offhand comments about a video, you can say that it's bad, you can make a nice little jab, but don't make another 10-minute long video about some speechy video about depression that someone deleted because they thought it was fucking dumb. Granted, it seems that they thought it was alright at first, but they seem to warm up to the idea of criticism in recent times. Good job, Speechy. I'm sorry I compared you to a rubber company mascot. I probably should have mentioned it in a video. Can we stop with the comments about MangaCom and he has the big gap? I would even say that I have become a bandwagon topic, albeit on a smaller scale. Have there been some good videos criticizing me? Yes, and I commented on them and subscribed to those people because I like their stuff. They help me improve, and I even changed some things about my my content because of those videos. The video by Manga Artist was pretty well made and I enjoyed it a lot, as well as the video by Xro Plays, which is definitely the best video someone has made critiquing my content. I've taken so much from that video to heart, and he explained everything so well that it was basically just a half-hour long guide for how to better my videos, and I appreciated it a lot. But there are other videos where I end up thinking, wow, you really didn't add anything in this video and just repeated shit that other people have already said in their videos. Interesting how you pride yourself on making such great content and being better than Turkey Tom, and how the fame got to my head when you yourself made a shit video. At this point, the amount of people that vitriolically hate me have become so passionate that they tell my friends to go fuck themselves when they defend me, and tell them that they should not be friends with me, and how they know that my friends will just leave me soon when they realize who I truly am. And I'm sure some people will say that I'm playing the victim in this video, like Jeremiah the Gamer, which I'm not, because I don't want sympathy, because nothing bad happened to me. People are just bad at making videos about other people a lot of the time, and I happen to be at the center of this shit. So many of these videos call me unoriginal, such as the one by good old Jeremiah himself, the most godly critic in all of the known land. But because some people in the comments section seem to actually agree with the Mimi Man, I figured I would just talk about it a bit. Apart from the hypocrisy of him calling me unoriginal and repetitive, despite how every video of his is just him sitting in front of a webcam with no scripting or editing and does the same thing every time, which no one has ever done before. Obviously, no one uses webcams. One of the points that he makes is that I'm a hypocrite because I made a YouTube video about YouTube drama, yet I make videos regarding drama and engage in it. But if you look past the title of my video, it's basically just me saying that Keemstar, someone with millions of subscribers, looked like a douche when he made a Twitter video about a nobody with 300 followers, being me. It's dumb. I didn't say that all drama was bad or pointless, even though most of it is pointless, and additionally, since then, I've come to enjoy drama a lot more, watching it from a distance, and considering how that video is nearly a year old, I don't see the issue with me changing my mind a little bit. Consider yourself destroyed, Jeremiah the Gamer. Additionally, a lot of people have said that I use insults to back up my points, but just because you use a swear word in a point, your argument isn't invalidated. That's fucking dumb. Calling someone a pussy because of something they did is still criticism. You're still pointing out that they did something cowardly and can't stand by their own word, which plenty of people will say I'm doing in this video, which is fine. It's just wrong. Lately, I've also seen a lot of people who seem to dislike me digging up tweets I made when I was 14, claiming that I am alt-right or racist. Oh my god, I have an edgy sense of humor. I thought racial slurs were funny when I was 14. What a terrible human being. Hashtag cancel Turkey Tom. One of the videos that many people point to is the one by Dylan Thomas, where he basically just repeats what Manga Comment says and then extends the outro of his video a minute longer to get more ads and make more money off of content that shouldn't even be that long. Maybe I would have been able to at least respect your opinion if not for that, but you sealed the deal of you being a petty shill when you did that. If any of you remember that one video that really put Daft Peanut on the map about Fox Goodman, this is not what I am here for, so all I can say about this is have a good day.
He hung up on me.
Someone with 12,000 subscribers who was basically just tracing other people's art and making bad videos. And wouldn't you know, a bunch of other people make videos about this fucking irrelevant guy that no one should care about, responding to his videos on the behalf of Daft Peanut to the point where there was no point in him responding, because everything that could be said had been said, and all these people had milked the Fox Goodman utter dry.
Fucking whores! You fucking whore!
I'm not saying that you can't make videos about this stuff, but I mean, come on. His channel is puny. He had nothing. Why did an entire community of people have to make videos about him and just call him dumb? Everyone knows that. It's so fucking obvious. This reminds me a lot of when iDubbbz managed to get Tana Mojo to make a video acting like a victim after he said a racial slur in front of her, and then every commentary channel under the sun made a video doing iDubbbz's job for him.
Go back.
Like, Jesus, guys, I know you've run out of things to talk about and you're just grasping at straws to find something stupid, but seriously, they probably get it by now after hearing 116-year-olds say the same thing over and over again. And if they don't do anything, then clearly they don't give a shit, so just leave your videos and fucking stop, dude. It doesn't help that a lot of the time bandwagons are simply created for the sake of giving criticism and hate rather than actually saying something worthwhile when you have an actual point. That's called confirmation bias. Fact of the day. The other thing about bandwagons and making videos about other YouTubers is that they're people too. We're all people. Apart from me, I'm a turkey. Recently, you may have seen the video series by Shane Dawson about Jake Paul. Considering it was 10 hours long in total, I wouldn't blame you for not watching it, but I thought it was pretty good and I'd encourage you to watch it if you have any interest in the topic at all. Seemingly, all of a sudden, everyone watching this video seemed to realize that Jake Paul is, in fact, not a soulless sociopathic robot. He is an actual person. He has feelings. It hurts when you say mean things about him over and over. Once again, this doesn't admonish him of all of his wrongdoing, but it can be very easy to demonize and villainize someone when the only point of view that you have is this weird, distorted reality through a computer or phone screen. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I was guilty of this when I was younger, and it can be hard to see at first. But when you're a YouTuber and you talk about other notable YouTubers, you definitely start to realize that they all have feelings too. Maybe some of them have made mistakes and maybe some of them are bad people, but if they express a genuine interest in trying to apologize and make up for their mistakes, especially with people like Jake or Logan, then I'd encourage you to give them the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes people fuck up. Lapses in judgment happen. It's okay to say sorry when that happens. And I genuinely kind of feel bad for Jake. Sure, it's easy to say he's a millionaire with millions of eager fans and he's basically set financially for the rest of his life. But he's also endured a lot of hardships from what it looks like, and I can't even imagine what it would be like to have literally all of YouTube against you at once, calling you a talentless hack because you made a goofy music video. Like, come on guys, it's just a bad video. He climbed on top of a news van. He was loud around his neighbor. He's just a fuckboy. He's not the devil. And the same applies to plenty of other YouTubers. Like, geez, Kappa Kaiju, do you really need to make a video where you repeat the same things that Drew Gooden said in his video without adding fucking anything other than, ew, Lele Pond's bad? The answer is no, you did not. And I don't want this to come across like me telling people how to make videos or what to make. You can make them however you want. But if it's bad, then don't expect me or anyone else to just shut up about it. I'd like to be honest with my audience about my thoughts all the time. I am by no means saying that it's not okay to make a video about someone that other people have made videos about before. Hell, if I said that, considering how late I am to some of my topics, then I would be the biggest hypocrite in the world. But just don't make shit videos. Add something to the conversation, do something neat with your video, and if you can't do that, then don't make it. I know those views can be tempting, trust me, but just try and do the right thing instead of getting hungry for attention, subscribers, and AdSense. Unless you don't care about what other people will think of you and just want money, in which case, fuck it, go right ahead. If you make good content, the money and success will come in time, regardless of if you make videos about trends or not. I fully believe that. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it was an enjoyable experience for you. It took me quite a while, so I appreciate your continued support, or non-support, whatever it is you do. Thanks. You can follow me on Twitter if you'd like to see me do regrettable things before people with anime profile pictures make videos about it, and you can join my Discord server if you really feel inclined to do so. And hey, make sure to check out some of my other videos. My last few have been pretty good and I'm honestly proud of them. They remedied a lot of the problems that I had in some of my older videos, so be sure to give one or two of them a watch if you enjoyed this. As for the people who made videos about me, I hope this video gave you some sort of response that you were looking for. I tried to be as fair as possible in this, and I gave my honest thoughts. And I don't plan to ever acknowledge these videos on my channel again, because I'd like to make content about stuff that I actually, want to talk about. Don't give any of these people shit. Some of them made bad videos, but they don't need to be told it hundreds of times in their comment sections. But most importantly of all, subscribe to Jay Schlatt.